Sports, 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 sports.
Hey there, sports fans. Welcome to Sportsball, part of the SPDM crew of podcasts. We talk about sports related topics, but we focus on you, the fan, and what you like, whether it's a sport, team, event, athlete, or sports related news. This one's kind of a little bit of both because we've got some NFL news coming out because we just had the draft not too long ago, so that's fun. But we have the NFL approved the NFL approved NFL players being part of the 2028 flag football Olympics. So that's going to be interesting because that's going to mean that there are lots of options of places to go. So I thought it would be a fun exercise to take a look and see out of everybody that is available who's an American born player, which I'm pretty sure most people in the NFL are American because football is a uniquely American sport. I think it would be a fun exercise to take a look and see who I would put on an Olympic style flag football team. Granted, this is in 2025. This doesn't mean that in a couple of years that the team won't be different or won't change, but I think it'd be a fun exercise. So I'm just going to focus on the offense this time. Maybe I'll do defense another time. And I'm not sure how much I'm going to do like offensive line wise. I think I need to do a little bit more research on that, otherwise known as I don't know shit about offensive line play. But I'm taking a look and seeing who all I would want to put on an NFL flag football team in 2028. So I am taking a look, and let's start with quarterback. I'm taking a look at who I think will still be a successful player in about 2 to 3 seasons or so. And I'm interested in the prospect of having Patrick Mahomes on the team because he's the most decorated. He would be the one that I would feel the most confident that in most situations that he would be able to perform. What he's going to look like in a couple years, I don't know what it's going to be like, mainly because I think that he's a well-regarded, well-decorated player, but I think part of the problem that we're going to run into with Patrick Mahomes is that he is just going to be run into the ground by playing so many games, so many playoffs that I think he might be kind of on the decline sooner rather than later. So I'm concerned there, but if I'm picking anyone to potentially be on this flag football team, Patrick Mahomes is pretty high up there. Now, isn't to say as well that if he's on the team, he could be like a QB2 or something like that, which leads me to who I would probably pick for something like this, which is probably either Josh Allen or Joe Burrow. What concerns me about Joe Burrow is that he doesn't give a crap about the first part of the season. So I'd be concerned about how he would do right off the bat. But Joe Burrow just feels like a natural choice. He's won a national title. He has been to a Super Bowl. So I think he's got a pretty successful streak where he can throw the ball and he'll be in good shape. He can scramble if need be. So Joe Burrow is pretty high up there. Like even someone like Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, those would be good ones. I would even potentially even look at someone like Kyler Murray or even Jaden Daniels, depending on how he does. So, and then there's also Jalen Hurts as well. All of those are good options. But if you're asking me to pick three, let's say three people that I would probably put on this list, I'd probably put Patrick Mahomes first. I'd probably put Joe Burrow second, and then I'd probably throw Lamar Jackson on there, depending on how he's doing back then. He does have a history of not really delivering in the postseason. However, a lot could change in those couple years. So that's probably who I'm picking for my three quarterbacks. Let's go to pass catchers. So I am taking a look at pass catchers, and one thing that kind of stands out to me is that there are a lot of different people or a lot of different places to potentially go with successful pass catchers. So you've got Justin Jefferson is obviously feels like a natural choice. He's been among one of the best wide receivers that have been out there. I don't know how good he's going to be in a couple years, but we'll see. Jamar Chase, another one who feels like a natural selection. So those two, I'm probably leading off with those two. If I'm looking at other people who would probably be a good potential pick for something like this, I would probably look at Malik Neighbors' way. I'd probably look at CeeDee Lamb as well. Even like a AJ Brown or Mike Evans or DK Metcalf, depending on how all of that is going. Where it gets a little tricky, though, is it gets a little tricky when you think of tight ends, because tight ends, pass catching tight ends, definitely a thing. So taking a look at the tight ends who are kind of high up there in terms of success rate. So Brock Bowers on the Raiders definitely stands out, and then Lad McConkey. No, Lad McConkey is a wide receiver. So Brock Bowers for sure is there. George Kittle up there, but I'd be concerned that George Kittle will probably be, probably really high up there in terms of his age and in terms of everything that he's got going on. Let's see, wide receiver. Okay. Oh no. Oh, really? Jonnu Smith is pretty high up there for tight ends. Travis Kelsey seems like a interesting pick, but Travis Kelsey also is kind of on the decline. I'm not sure how much longer he's going to, be in the league after this. So we'll just have to wait and see. So if I'm looking at rushing, depending on how everything is going, pretty high up there would be Saquon Barkley. However, I don't know how many more years he's got in terms of being a productive running back. Same thing with people like Kyron Williams, Derrick Henry. Bijan Robinson is probably going to be pretty high up there in terms of somebody who could be a pretty successful running back. Let's see, all these people are very old or just not somebody that you probably want for a running back. Most of these are quarterbacks. That's hilarious. So, well, Saquon and Derrick Henry are probably pretty high up there picks, but Bijan Robinson is definitely high up there. Jermaine Gibbs would definitely be an interesting pick. Same thing with Bucky Irving, who those are among some of the younger quarterbacks, or younger running backs at least, that would potentially be kind of entering their prime come whatever, excuse me, would be entering their prime come 2028, when flag football will be there. So I guess I'll go ahead and pick who I would want as a place kicker or field goal kicker. Brandon Aubrey feels like a pretty big slam dunk, because as much as I think Chris Boswell, who's the Steelers running back, the Steelers field goal kicker, he's 34 years old. He'll be 37 coming up in 3 years. But Brandon Aubrey, he is 3 years into the league. He's probably just getting started. So I think he'd be a good pick for something like that. Let's see. I guess we can do. Oh no, those are more special teams. Let's see. Tackle. Yeah, let's just go with that, because I think that would be, yeah. So in terms of tight ends, Mark Andrews definitely not. Mike Gesicki. Okay. Dalton Schultz, Brock Bowers, Jono Smith feels okay. Kyle Pitts. Are we really still trying to make Kyle Pitts a thing? Sam Laporta. That'd be a good one as well. Tyler. Oh, that guy, TJ Hawkinson. All right. So if I'm picking a tight end, so Dallas Goddard would probably be there. George Kittle would be there. Zach Ertz, even someone just kind of tried and true, and just someone who's kind of been there, done that. So if I'm picking people for tight ends, so Dallas Goddard would be up there. Sam Laporta, kind of just banking on him just having a down year, and then continue to go with Brock Bowers as well. So those are my 3 tight ends. So okay, so I have picked my kind of offensive standouts for flag football 2028 for the Olympics. We'll do defense another time, but those are my picks. That's going to do it for this episode of Sportsball. Be sure to like, rate, and subscribe to anything and everything SPDM Crew wherever you get your podcast. Join us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, YouTube, and LinkedIn at SPDM Crew. Check out our website at spdmcrew.com. A shout out to High Flyer Creative Studios for making our awesome logo. Greatly appreciate their support. And if you have any marketing, logo, or brand standard needs, contact them at highflyercreator.com. If you've got a podcast idea or you're interested in being part of the SPDM Crew as a guest or collaborating, email us at gmail.com. Check out the other shows on our network. We've got a lot of other shows about movies, TVs, comics, trivia, Tolkien, physical media collections. We've got some on music as well. So we've got a lot of different topics. I'm really proud of the work that everyone's doing. So check out the other shows on the network. Until next time, pain heals, chicks dig scars, glory lasts forever.